Well, here we are before a brand new game, at least brand new version of an old game, which means we should probably talk about the title screen. Welcome to the title screen, everybody. So, Resident Evil 2. Resident Evil 2. This title screen is leaving out what I would consider probably the most important thing about a Resident Evil game. What is missing? When you think of Resident Evil, what do you think of? And what is like weirdly missing from this? Yeah, fucking zombies. Where are the zombies? Now, I'm not saying you have to give away, all of the good shit at the beginning. But, like, yeah, you'd expect there'd be some kind of, like, corpses or something on the title screen that would illustrate to us that this is a game about zombies. But the thing is that, like, this is a remake, right? So on a remake, we have a lot more leeway to do some other things with our title screen. Way more people have experienced the Resident Evil game. And so we don't necessarily have to baby them. You might already know that there are zombies, right? So that's kind of cool. That's kind of interesting. If you notice at the beginning, the title cracked. So that's kind of cool. And I don't know if this is just me, but the cracking pattern in that Resident Evil looks like, over by the 2, kind of looks like a city map. I think that's kind of neat. I don't know if that's intentional. Like, it looks less like broken glass and more like a map of like streets. That little registered trademark there, though, really fucking with me. I'm not sure why the R and the E are in red. I'm not sure why that's like that. It's like, it seems like a style thing for its own sake, you know? Like, if the 2 were in red, maybe, but it's not, right? Like, if you are taking the red stuff on its own, it's RE. I don't know, yeah, but I think RE2 all in red would be ugly as well. So it's like, yeah. It is a good point that the colors are the Umbrella Corporation colors, though. So that's neat. I like that. And then we just have like kind of a generic post-apocalyptic sort of setting in the background. Not generic in a negative way, but generic in the sense that it's not giving us any specific detail, right? We have a public market sign. We have some text. It lets us know that the signage is in English, and that, you know, bad shit is happening. And it's interesting because the fire and the rain give it motion, which means time is passing. But the fact that we don't hear a fire alarm or an ambulance or fire trucks means that there is something deeply wrong, right? That's the thing I think is the best about this, is that presenting a background, presenting a screen that is obviously in motion. It is not static, but then eliminating what you would expect as the response to these things that are happening. I think that's quite cool. So yeah, public services have been suspended because zombies. So I think that my favorite things about this is that Capcom didn't get away from using the Capcom font, right? Look over here, and we have our Japanese game title screen font, which I have come to love despite it being hideous. And it's being used to display the least interesting information this screen could possibly have. I feel like if I were the person designing a screen like this and I was forced to put copyright Capcom Company Limited 1998-2019 all rights reserved, I would probably... it would make me sad. But I like that Start Game is at least in its own font. That's nice. The color palette is good. It makes the blue, the red and the white really pop out. And I love that there's a bit of a kind of miasmic gradient from one side to the other. That we have this kind of ominous fog hanging over the city, that it's not just like a catastrophe during the day. It's a catastrophe and then other bad, weird things are going on. So that's nice. I think it's cool. And the fire is used to good effect. There's not too many lights going on. It's quite moody. Yeah, and I think it looks pretty good. It's not the most evocative title screen, but I also think it doesn't need to be. I think that you can get away with being a little weird and artsy when you are making a remake of an existing game. You are freed up from having to explain things, because it's just like, you kind of know, right? What? No Resident Evil guy voice? Well, thanks for coming, everybody. This has been Resident Evil 2. I give this game a 0 out of 10. We get a spooky metal scraping noise instead of a Resident Evil 2. Man, it's so good, though. Yeah, oh well, that's okay. Yep. Okay, so our options, our secondary screen is just the same font with the title, and I wonder, because that shit is corny as hell, right? Like, I wonder if the reason they put it in as DLC is because they're trying to say something different about this version. They're trying to like make it feel less cornball, because even Resident Evil 2, like, we all know Resident Evil 1 was corny as fuck. I wonder if they're trying to make this version a little more serious, a little more palatable, and a little less, like, kind of goofy in the way that Resident Evil kind of was. I guess we'll see. So yeah, not much more to offer on here. There's just play the game. So let's do that. Let's do that, and let's find out. Let's see what's going on. All right. So we're gonna do a new game. And we're gonna start. Oh, who should we start as? I mean, Leon is put at the top, so we probably have to be him first. That's what is like being given to us. So we'll play both, but let's do Leon. Let's do Leon first because it's at the top, right? Leon, Claire, the default option. Yes, Leon is a cop. I know. Let's do Leon. I mean, let's play as Leon. Leon S. Kennedy. Leon Skennedy. After a few days of radio silence from his new post, Leon Skennedy drives to Raccoon City to scope things out. It's weirdly casual. Unbeknownst to him, a nightmare awaits. Oh, God. I'm going to play it on standard. I like playing. I want to play on hardcore, but I feel like I'm going to play standard first. Because if I do hardcore, we're just gonna end up like, I don't know. It's not my style. I do like the ink ribbon thing, but I just feel like for the purposes of playing the game and like analyzing it, I don't want to just like die a shit ton. I'm gonna play standard. Raccoon City, an industrial. Oh, I was reading that.